This podcast is meant for mature audiences only and contains strong sexual language. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in to the show. Mm-hmm. Our topic today is going to be all about interracial relationships. Yeah. Being an interracial couple in the swinger lifestyle. Really excited to talk about this, and we got some special guests to talk about that topic. But before we get there, there's a lot to talk about. We still stuck in the house.
Yep.
But we did have the opportunity. Did we talk about going to the beach before? No, we did not. No, we did have the opportunity to go to the beach.
Yeah, we've been to the beach twice now.
Yeah, that was awesome. How long did we even stay? We got there at
We stayed a long time this time. We stayed like 5 hours.
Yeah.
We got there at 10 something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we left at 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30. Yeah, and we saw a lot of people come and go. Mm-hmm. But I got to say, it was a really interesting experience because this is the first time we've been to that particular beach. We tried to go to the other beach that we went to before that we really liked, but
it was closed.
It was closed. And so, well, it wasn't closed. It was just full.
It was at capacity.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to wait.
No. They were talking about waiting an hour, and we wasn't really having that shit.
Yeah. And we actually lucked up because the two beaches are, I don't know, 5 minutes apart or something like that.
Sounds about right.
And the other one had closed before that one. So they were closer to opening up. And as soon as we were pulling up, they had opened up. And so we didn't have to wait, which was nice because the last time we tried to do that, we kind of had to drop around and wait for a while.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass because you can't even park close by because there's no parking area and there's literally a ranger just waiting for motherfuckers to make that mistake.
Yeah.
So we have to drive around and go to the other beach and then see if they open and then come back to the beach. It's just a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
But this time we really lucked out. But I got to say, I still like the first beach that we went to because this beach had a shitload of jellyfish. Holy fuck.
It was a lot.
Oh my God.
We didn't get stung.
No.
We didn't get stung, which was great. But people were getting stung right and left around us. Mm-hmm. and mostly in a sack, because mostly kids. Because I think kids, they just weren't, they're just, wild in the water. So they're not paying attention and they're just jumping and diving and all that kind of stuff. And so a lot of the kids kept getting stung by jellyfish.
Yeah. And it'd be a shame, boy, because you look on their faces and they just have this horrifically painful look on their faces. And I just felt so bad. I started conversations with some of these families just to make sure the kids were all right. I was like, yo, it's just a jellyfish. It's all right. It's just like a bee sting.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. But these kids were in pain. Yeah. You could see it on their faces, and it was so sad to see. But anyway, we didn't get stung, so a lot of them get washed up on the beach. Yeah, and they look like they look like Jello.
Yeah. It looked like snot to me. But.
Yeah, actually in the water it does look like snot. Actually, it looks like cum.
It does.
It looks like cum in the water.
Water. It's like I'm white and viscous.
Yes. Look like somebody busted nuts in the ocean, just swimming and fucking stinging you, getting stung by jelly nuts. All right, moving on. All right, so let's shout out our Patreons because I really got a lot to talk about in this little intro before we get into the topic today. All right, so shout out to Lene, Desi, Renee, Vision, Rizzy, Jeremy, Mike, Jill, Derek, Texas, Bama, Redonia, Clifton, Brown Girl, Silverback, Christy, Mr. B, Nisha, Chadwick, Ricky, and our newest member, Sydney. Appreciate all the support. We have been able to buy some new equipment, and there's a couple of other things we need that we're able to get. So shout out to all of those patrons. Thanks, and welcome to the patron family.
Yeah.
All right. Now, speaking of patrons, so we do have our band tier, and we have our band group, our B&K band group, and I want to shout out our spotlight. So, so I can't remember where this was. I think I had posted a question asking folks what was the craziest shit they screamed out during sex or they heard their partner scream out during sex. Mm-hmm. And what was the response? Do you remember?
There was a lot of responses, but one interesting one was farm animal noises. So one of the female partner made a request, like, let's make farm animal noises. And so the guy was like, okay. So he gave a little oink oink, and she gave a moo in response.
So I found it really interesting because when somebody says to you during sex, let's make farm animal noises. So there's a couple of things that would happen to me immediately, right? I would go, okay, what the fuck? That's weird. But you know what? Sex is weird.
Yeah.
So then my next thought would be, what animal do I choose? And like, why do you choose it? And for some reason, I keep coming back to cows. Like that,
really?
She chose cow. I would have also chose cow. Because it's an easy sound to make. Moo. Like if you can make a moo sound that's pleasurable. Moo. You know.
Well, see, and so that was my thinking. Like, what animal noise could I make sexy? Mm-hmm. And so I was thinking like a sheep or a lamb. Like, cause I could be like, bah, bah, bah. So I was like, but that seems like,
right,
a doable one.
Right. No, that is actually really good. I would never, of course, that sounds sexy. Yeah. All right, next time we fucking, I'm gonna do that sheep shit. Trying to think, like, can you make a duck noise sexy? Like, quack. Quack, bitch. I don't know. All right. Yeah, that was funny. So yeah, our band Spotlight, yo, holla at blackandkinky at gmail.com. Let us know what farm animal.
Can people? Oh, we have a phone number, so you can send us like a voice message with your sexiest farm animal noise.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull up this number, because if we get some voicemails, I'm telling you right now,
we're playing them on the show.
We're playing them shits on the show, son. Yeah, so give us a call at 937-462-0744. Again, 937-462-0744. I don't know why this is tickling me so much right now.
Please, we want to hear your sexiest farm animal voice.
All right. So our band Spotlight, thank you for our band Tribe. You guys really do make our day. And I hope we make yours. All right. Next, Facebook fuck shit. So what's been going on?
Oh, there's so much going on in the world of Facebook and the fuck shit that it produces. But one that I thought was most intriguing and funny was, so a woman, well, I'll read it to you. So question, ladies, how do you feel about clothes/shoes being passed down from child to child, but from different relationships? Being the fifth baby mama, I don't want shoes from the baby you had with her and the baby you had with the other girl. And assumably the other girl and the other girl.
Right.
I feel disrespected. Am I wrong? I could see if we had two kids together and we passing things down like that, but this is not right to me.
Yeah. I mean,
like, so my thing was like, bitch, what you expect? Like, you're the fifth. You are knowingly the fifth baby mama, right? Mm-hmm. So just be glad that he's trying to do something.
Right. Honestly, yeah, 5. We don't even know if he has 5 kids, because one baby mama could have had like
this
2,
is true.
3.
That's right. Right.
Which, it's epic how often this happens. But like
so you could have more than 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of folks who have like
just be glad you're getting anything. Like, just be glad he's trying. Like, he's trying to provide.
That's right.
Like, especially if he has more than 5 kids. Like, what was your expectation that you were going to be taken care of?
Man, this bitch just needs to be poly. This is ridiculous.
Right.
Like, just keep it in the community. Fuck.
Yeah. That's right. See, we just need to introduce her to poly. These are community. These are part of the family's clothes. Our nesting group.
And honestly, when you got some kids, like, you can't fucking worry about that drama that's behind them clothes.
Right.
Fuck that. As long as they fit and they clean.
I mean, you're clearly okay with used dick. You're clearly more than fine with well-used dick. So why would you not be okay with well-used clothes?
Take this hand-me-down dick, bitch. Quack, bitch.
So yes, that's this episode's Facebook fuck shit.
Right.
Brought to you by the Belle.
Awesome. Thank you, Belle. That was awesome. All right. So speaking of social media, so, now I'm obsessed with Reddit. There's actually a interesting situation that was shared on Reddit. I'm going to be vague, but there was a woman who apparently had a polyamorous relationship, and she the guy welcomed this other woman into their relationship, and apparently he got really close to this other woman and ended up getting that woman pregnant. That would be the first child that he would have. So,
and this is a triad?
This is a triad, right?
So it's 2 women and 1 guy.
2 women and 1 guy. Apparently the woman had tried to meet other guys. You know, she was willing to give this a try, but didn't quite work out because, she had a hard time getting other guys to accept this little situation she had going on. And the guys who would accept it were just not guys that she was feeling. Very awkward situation. But the unfortunate part of this story is that at some point she got pregnant by the guy. But
so now that's the second baby.
That's the second baby.
Okay.
But she ended up making a very difficult decision because she had found herself breaking off from the relationship and eventually decided to have an abortion. So that was quite a horror story. But she seems to be doing okay with it now and moving on. But interestingly enough, she did not tell her partner that she got the abortion or she was even pregnant until she actually did it, which raises a whole other set of issues.
Yeah.
Because, if, like, I believe in a woman's right to choose, but if I get you pregnant and you just abort a child and then tell me after the fact, we're going to have problems.
Yeah.
We're going to have serious, like, I don't give a fuck what happens to my life for the shit that I have right now. Like, I don't care about my job. I don't care about my property. I don't care about my accomplishments. I'm going full nigga moment on your ass.
Yes.
I'm going to throw my entire life away because, I wouldn't be able to recover from that. But yeah, really crazy situation. But that's not the thing I wanted to bring up. There was one post that I had threw in a the swinger Reddit asking about similar to the topic we're going to talk about today, but about any couples out there or any individuals that have experienced having another couple share a blatantly racist thing with them. Thinking that they were like comfortable. So you could imagine like a white couple talking to another white couple, and this other racist white couple is just assuming that this white couple's racist. So they're gonna be like, "Yo, I'm so glad to see you here. All these other niggas in here crazy." And you hear some shit like that, and I was just like, "What do you even do in that situation?" Assuming you're not racist, assuming you're progressive, does that happen? And a few people responded, but I wanted to shout out Swinging Down Under because they had given me some insight because they're from Australia, so they bring an international perspective, and so they were just sharing some of their experiences, and what I've come to realize is that it reminded me, like, when it comes to racism, like, there's racism in the United States, but if you go to like Japan or if you go to China, like, you will experience racism that is unreal.
Yeah.
That is like you wouldn't even believe it. Like people looking at you like you're a fucking alien.
Yeah. And like going up and touching you or attempting to touch you and stuff like that. Because a lot of times they've never seen people of color like in person. Right. And maybe not even, depending on where you are, like on television. Like they've heard about people of color, but like they're these mythical creatures.
Right. So in Asian countries, when it comes to posting profile preferences, I always, I've expressed, and we've expressed our feelings about people posting their racial preferences on their profile, like talking about like no black people, or we don't really fuck Hispanics. Like if you speak Spanish, we cannot fuck you. But as long as you don't speak Spanish and you're white, we're all good, right? Right. People posting shit like that on their page. So I've been really against that. But it's really, they were just expressing that it's actually, it seems like it's a little more normative in other cultures. So I appreciated that. But I still like, it still made me think that if somebody rejected me off the bat because I was black, that would really fuck me up. Like I would really be hurt by that. Like, because it's different than saying that, okay, I'm really attracted to dark skinned people, or I'm really attracted to light skinned people, because that's different, right? Because there's some people out there that really like dark skinned niggas like me. Like they really like dark skinned niggas. I'm talking black. I'm talking like black, like, when you're cooking hot dogs and you leave them on the grill too long, and you know what I mean? That other side, that non-pink side, that kind of black. Talking about cast iron black. Talking about like space black. Okay. What the hell else? What the hell else is really? Whoopi Goldberg's lips, gums. Okay. So like it's fine. And then cause I'll be the first one to say it. Like I love black people. I love white people. There are a lot of women I'm attracted to that are white, but if they're like pale white, like albino, like super white, like crazy, like what the fuck? Glue white, like, no, not fluorescent, but like bleach white, like, what the fuck? Like, like, that white when you leave bread out too long and it begins to mold, like that white mold that starts it off, like super white, pale, like they glow in the dark white. I don't like that white. I don't like that much light skin. You know what I mean? And most white people don't have that level of light skinness, but y'all know what I'm talking about, like super pale, but it has nothing to do with their racial identity. It has everything to do with pigmentation. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, that really does hurt my feelings sometimes.
I'd be like, fuck them. They dick probably whack anyway.
See, you can't judge a racist dick size by their racist attitudes.
Why not?
Because you'd be fucked up, because there could be racist people with like racist dudes with big ass dicks. Then what you gonna do about those?
No, I don't believe that exists.
Fuck you and your big racist dick. Like, you don't want this racist dick, bitch?
Like,
quack,
if you're
ducks are white too. No, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I feel like if you're a racist, if you're a racist, big or whatever, there's no way that God blessed you with good dick. Like, cause that comes from somewhere. Like, you're mad about something. Like, it really doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, you're just mad within yourself.
Right.
And it's probably because you have a little dick. Or you might have a nice sized dick and your dick game is just whack.
Right. Yeah, like I have a feeling some of these racist white dudes, it's like, they tired of this BBC love. Like, people just love BBC. Like, fuck that BBC shit. I'm all American.
They jealous. They jealous. And that's half the reason why they hating. That's all it is.
Actually, there is somebody who came up and said that, they haven't really seen a lot of racist stuff like from the white side, but they feel it from the black side. Like, black dudes in particular just get so much more love and a lifestyle. What I'd say to that motherfucker is, you want to trade places with me? for this lifestyle love. Nah, fuck that. I ain't trading places. I love that.
No.
I love that black love.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, a lot of stuff on.
I know you've gone down the Reddit rabbit hole.
I have, and it has been a joy. It's been a little bit of an addiction.
Mm-hmm. I've heard it's a thing.
Yeah. What, Reddit addictions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ain't shit else to do.
Well, no. I mean, what I like about Reddit is it just, I don't know, it's all about engagement and discussion. Like, it's not about likes and little tiny comments. It's like really in-depth thoughts and really honest stuff. I mean, that's the reason why Reddit could get kind of scary, because like there are some really weird groups on there that I'm
that's where all the like QAnon people and the
what's that?
The QAnon people.
What is that? I keep hearing about that.
They're like the conspiracy theorists and stuff, and they don't want to be like putting out the fake news and stuff like that. I think
that might be right. Although, I don't know what to believe.
That's also where the incels be too.
The incels. Yes, that's right. No, they be on the forums. Little communities like that. Poor incels, though. Jeez. I mean, not the ones that are young, like the ones who are middle school. I mean, y'all motherfuckers are supposed to be incels. But I'm talking about like grown ass men in their 30s and shit. Like you an incel, my nigga? Like, what the fuck? You got hair on your chest and you still an incel? Like, I know motherfuckers with extreme disabilities that are still getting it in. What?
And for if you don't know what an incel is involuntary celibates.
Motherfuckers who want to fuck but can't.
Yeah. Well, they think they can't. They can't get women to fuck them, which they could just pay for pussy. Like, but I guess.
I'm telling you, man, there's a whole movement that is very much pro sex work. Shout out to Swinger Down Under, because I think they had a live show on that topic. But yeah, like, yeah, you can pay these bitches to suck your dick. Like, what are you doing? Like incels, they usually come from like suburbia. They got money, they got parents with money. Like, you know. Actually, I don't even know if it's legal for me to say that. Let me take that back. We are not promoting the illegal actions associated with purchasing sex.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to get sued. B&K told us it was all right.
Nah.
Bomber and Belle said it was all good. Next thing you know, we on CNN or Fox News or some shit trying to explain ourselves. Could you imagine?
It'd be terrible.
I mean, we would definitely get a lot more plays and downloads.
Yeah.
So you'd have a shitload of subscribers. Especially, this is actually my fantasy. Especially if Trump came out against us. What if like Trump came out and said, you know, black and kinky lifestyle represent everything that's wrong with our society. You know, they're the reason why, you know, all of these black kids are getting pregnant and shit. Like, we would have so many fans after that, because, you know, Trump will make a fan out of anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I would love it. Shout out to Trump. Holla at us.
Fuck that nigga.
Tweet about us, baby. Come on. All right, let's get into the show. Okay, so as we said, we have a topic today where we'll be talking particularly about interracial relationships in the lifestyle. Now, given that the Belle and I are not an interracial couple, we didn't think that we could do this topic justice without having an interracial couple on the show. And so today, we have a couple on our show, Cory and Brenda of the Mixxed Nutzz Podcast. If you guys haven't heard about this podcast, you really need to check it out. It's an awesome podcast. I actually ran into it by accident. But yeah, I have the host of that show. We have the host of that show today on our show. So say hi, guys.
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing?
For having us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Of course.
Yeah, so Cory and Brenda, I think I came upon your podcast, I think, because somebody had shared. Now I remember somebody shared like a list of their favorite podcast, and then the Mixxed Nutzz was on it, and I just have a habit of
look at us making a list.
Yes. And I looked up your podcast, and then I saw the ASN magazine cover, and I'm like, holy crap. This is an interracial couple. Like, you guys are different. Like, I think you might have been the first interracial couple that had a podcast that I ran into. So I'm so glad that you guys are on the show. So how you guys been?
Been good.
Good.
Yeah. Had a nice weekend with the family. Went to the beach. So,
nice.
Trying to, stay active and do some things during this whole COVID mess.
Now, how was the beach when you guys went? Because I feel like the beaches have been the most high demand activity to be doing, because it's like the only thing to do. And if you're going to be outside, that is the thing to do since it's been so hot. So was it really crowded?
Not really. I mean, we went to Cocoa Beach. So it's on the east coast of, it's near Cape Canaveral. And that was my first time actually being there. So it was a good weekend escape.
I think once you got closer to the pier, though, where like all the restaurants and the bars and stuff, it was kind of
crowded there.
Condensed.
But where we were, it wasn't.
We kind of purposely went down a little bit further to where there really wasn't a lot of people, or at least it was a good space between people.
Yeah.
All right.
The weather was nice. The wind was a little harsh at times, and the waves were great. So, they do some surfing out there. So
the view.
Oh yeah, we had some great views. And in terms of views, we mean
thongs,
the thong, cheeks everywhere.
Okay, so this wasn't a lifestyle beach?
No.
Oh, okay.
See, that's my dilemma. Like when I go to the beach, I'm like, this is great, but it'd be better if I could be topless.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so
we have one beach like that here that we.
I mean, I think we have a couple here in Florida, but the one that we've been to is down in Miami. So
yeah. I don't think we have any like nudist or topless beaches near us.
No, we don't. Unfortunately, I think the only nude beach we went to was
Gunnison in Jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was interesting. But yeah, you guys are in Florida.
Right.
And I can see you guys now. You guys look okay. But Florida has not been the healthiest state lately.
That's true. That's true.
No, nobody else wants to let Floridians into their state.
Yeah.
Pretty much self-quarantine.
We got to sneak in. We want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
What's the lifestyle looking like down there right now?
Right now, it's alive and well. It's alive.
Perhaps the two are correlated.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed to say that it's pretty much.
I mean, I consider this. I mean, we've only been in it a few years. I consider this, based off of the places that we've been, to be the capital of the swinger community.
So, with a lot
Central
of swingers
Florida.
being down here, it's kind of hard to keep them all indoors for a long period of time.
I mean, we did it for a while. We did it for those, those first couple months. People were probably sticking to a couple or two that, they're really close to, and kind of get a sense of where they've been and who they've been with. But I would say since Memorial Day, it's been lit.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So your clubs and your parties, they did kind of shut down for a little bit?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. And then
even when they open back up, they're doing more social distancing as much as you can. But
I don't understand how that works. Like,
well, initially they tried to
lifestyle
enforce it. They tried to enforce the limit of 10 people per party. So if we were like at the pool party or something, then they would security would come by and make sure there were no more than 10 people in a certain area. So,
but now they've opened up like a lot of their outdoor areas, whereas before, like there wouldn't be the focus would be in the club as opposed to outdoor mingling, where now they're more into an outdoor kind of
outdoor experience.
Yeah.
Now, I happen to think that 10 people is like a good number of folks to have in an orgy. Like that's like the max. That's 5 couples, 5 potential partners. Well, if you're a man, I guess, or 4, I should say. 4 other partners, but I think that's a good number. Like if you're gonna have like an intimate like swinger party, like I feel like 10 is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. 10's a good number. If it gets any, 12 be okay, but anything more than that, you really need like a huge room with a huge amount of space and places to play all over the place. So yeah, 10's a decent number.
I like the way you guys think.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get into the meat of the topic, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit of interference and it's coming from us. I know it is. Before I jump into the topic today, I wanted to just make sure we have a good sense of, how you guys got started in the lifestyle. What made you start your Mixxed Nutzz podcast? If you could just tell us those 2 things.
Well, a little more than a year ago was the birth of the Mixxed Nutzz podcast. We've been in the lifestyle as a couple for almost 3 years. 3 years in August. Yeah. And how we got into it is, it's mostly me. I've been, trying to get my wife to open up and be open-minded about certain things. And it took a little while. We've been together 17 years, married 13 years.
Oh, wow.
So you brought it up to her.
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't over and over. I said, let's go try something out.
Several times.
Yeah. A few times.
All right. So what was the convincing area? Like when did he convince you that the lifestyle would be the thing to do? When did it work?
So it was actually on our 10th anniversary. We were kind of talking about, we've been together 10 years. Is there anything you would like more? I would like to tell you some things that I would like more. And it was just kind of like gauging where our relationship was and what we were planning on for the next 20 years. And that's when, he had brought the lifestyle up several times throughout our relationship, and I always just shot it down. And I don't necessarily say that the lifestyle saved our relationship, but I would say I could tell when he asked, the last time, he was sincere about just wanting to try something. And so I felt like, he's been going along with me with the no's for so long. Let me see what this is all about. And I feel like if I didn't at that moment, there probably would have been some cracks in our foundation, because I think he probably.
I don't know if there would have been cracks. I would just had to work a little harder to get you to see things in a free and open light.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
He had mentioned that there was this club down here in Florida, and I told him, I'm going to go once, and if I don't like it, I'm not going back. And we went once, and the vibe was just so amazing. We didn't talk to anybody. It was just ourselves.
Just sat back and watched.
Yeah. And when we left that night, I said, are we coming back next weekend?
One of the things we often tell people to do if they're interested in getting their partners in the lifestyle is to stay away from trying to convince them to be in the lifestyle and just expose them to something. And it sounds like that is what happened here. You got exposed to a club that was a lifestyle club, and the vibe was awesome. The same thing happened with the Belle. That's how I got her. Well, I don't know if I got her there, but we went, and then it was like, okay, I want to go back here. I want to see what this shit is all about. And then it sort of evolved from there.
It was kind of a little bit of both for us. I think, yes, I did. I wasn't trying to push her into the lifestyle, but I wanted her to give it a try, just experience it. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And I won't bring it back up, but don't deny yourself an experience because you have preconceived notions about it. So
right. It's interesting. One of the things Brenda had just said was about like Cory came to her and said something about the fact that they had been together for 10 years. And for some reason, I just imagine Cory coming up to her and say, babe, look, we've been fucking for 10 years. Like, you gotta be tired of this dick by now. Like,
I mean, just because you're in a relationship, I mean, you don't stop seeing people that attract you, that turn you on, and things like that. So, you know, I wanted to act out on them, but I didn't know how to approach my wife about it for the longest time. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just tell her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want to do. Let's try it out. So.
And now y'all over here with a podcast? Like, whatever you did worked, brother.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us about how you started. What made you start the podcast?
Go ahead, baby. I'll let you handle that.
Well, with the podcast, after about a year of being in the lifestyle, I started noticing some things were getting on my nerves, and we would get into arguments about stuff, and I
definitely had some growing pains.
I'm a Googler, so I would like Google how to be the white woman in an interracial relationship in this lifestyle, you know, and surprisingly nothing came up. So I guess we've had a party that we went to with a couple of other interracial couples, and during a break I was talking to some of the other women, and I had some questions to ask them that we kept running into, and they had similar experiences. And it was just a really great talk that night. And I told Cory, you know, if I have these questions and these women have these questions, there has to be a whole community out there that just needs to know. They don't need our advice, but they need to know they're not alone. And this might be something that you come up with, and this is how we handled it. Mm-hmm. You know, so that kind of was where the podcast actually was my baby, and I had to convince him to do it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Right. So was it like quid pro quo? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Whereas like you got me in the lifestyle. I said, yes, I'm trying to start this podcast, dude. So like, let's go.
I mean, I've always been very supportive of what my wife wants to do. So, I mean, I'm not really a talkative person. I like to get to a point, and we either gonna make it happen or we ain't, and that's where I'm at. But this has kind of softened me up, and I've opened up a lot more. So I do credit the podcast with that. So,
and last question I'll have before we move on, but so Brenda, you mentioned that there were some issues that you were facing that you really wanted to talk about. Were there, or that you thought other women were going through, were there issues outside of sort of being in an interracial relationship that you kept running into, like that just had to deal with you being in the lifestyle in general, or were they all related to just being in an interracial relationship?
I think the main ones would be it being in an interracial relationship, just some questions and just situations that we kept running into over and over and over again, that it was frustrating. So yeah, it was just specifically, you know, because there's all kinds of information out there, how to get in the lifestyle, how to be a single guy in the lifestyle, how to be a unicorn in the lifestyle. And there's nothing to teach you about how to be, even just the partner of a black man in the lifestyle. So I think kind of what it was.
I think that it also, you know, the circles that we travel with, that we hang around with also play a part in that. We can only give our perspective because we're not a white couple. We're not a black couple. So we can only give our perspective as how we stand right now. So that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that was the case, because those are some of the topics I wanted to get into. Yeah. We wanted to get into today. But before we get there, Belle, what do we have to do before we get there?
I guess the hit list.
That's right. It's the hit list.
Okay. You changed it.
What did I have as before?
I don't know. I feel like I did this. Didn't I do this?
No, you did not. that was the last episode.
No. We pre-recorded some stuff for the intro.
It did not include the hit list. Okay. No, I specifically said we were going to do the hit list with the Mixxed Nutzz podcast. Keep up, girl. All right. So, so does that mean you have not? Does that mean you don't have a hit list person today?
No.
Yeah. So. All right. So the hit list, let me explain what the hit list is clearly, for the Mixxed Nutzz podcast for our audience, and clearly for the Belle, because she's forgotten. Okay. So the hit list is basically, our opportunity to identify somebody that we have come across, maybe in the media, maybe while we were listening to music, watching a show, watching a movie that just really got our attention. These are just people we want to smash that we saw on TV, basically. For me, that's what it was. And I will go first just to set the stage and to give Belle a little bit more time to figure out who's on her hit list today. Now, this week is going to be interesting. We watched this movie this weekend. It was called Little Boxes, and the movie was released in 2016. I believe you can see it on Netflix now. But the movie, and it's really weird. This is just a coincidence, guys. It happened to be about an interracial couple that moved into a predominantly white community in Washington State. And the movie is basically just about how this family survives as they are in this new community, just trying to deal with not really racism. Like I was really worried that this movie would go down the path of just being disgustingly racist and not really challenging its audience with some of its own assumptions. But this movie really does challenge its audience. And it challenged me a few times, which I was really surprised at. Just in terms of how we think about race and how we relate to people and the assumptions we make about the intentions that people have or don't have. So anyway, this isn't a movie review. It's just to say I like the film. And the woman who played the mother, her name is Melanie Lynskey. Now, Melanie Lynskey is a brunette. Okay, she's this white brunette that is just, there's nothing quite special about her. If you looked her up right now, you would look, this is going to be the weirdest hit list ever. You would see her and there's she's not a supermodel. No. She's probably slightly overweight. She just looks like this regular soccer mom, but I am so fucking attracted to this woman. I don't know what it is. But every time I see her, brunettes.
MILFs.
Yes, older brunettes. That is
have a certain quality about it.
There's something about them. I don't know what it is.
It really is.
Yeah,
my wife don't understand it, but there it is.
Listen, if I had a superpower, that would be what it is the soccer mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at your ASN cover today again. I don't know. I keep coming across this thing, and you were wearing this white outfit. I don't know. I already described it. It's just really sexy. Look up Mixxed Nutzz Podcast ASN cover and see what Brenda is wearing in that photo. It's incredibly sexy.
Thank you.
So that's my hit list person. Sorry, that was really long-winded, but I just needed to get it off my chest. So I'll give you guys the mic now. If you guys got somebody on the hit list this week.
Go ahead, babe.
Listen, I've been so excited to do the hit list. I messaged you. Excuse me. I messaged you and said, please tell me we're doing the hit list because I want to put this out in the universe, just in case there ever is the opportunity. I didn't even we were talking about it in the kitchen a couple of days ago, and he was like, I don't even have to guess who yours is. I know who it's going to be, and it is Tay Diggs. If you're out there listening, I got a free pass. I just want to put it out there.
Hey Diggs, what movie was he in lately?
He's been on All American, a TV show.
Yeah, All American.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Stella got her groove back, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I get my black male actor.
That's very racist of you.
Not more chestnut. Not
that guy. Not that black guy. Tay Diggs. Yeah, he got dimples, right? I feel like he had something going on with his cheeks that women went crazy over. Yep, he got dimples, white ass teeth. All right.
And I can see the resemblance to Cory. I can see it.
Oh Lord, there'll be no living with him now.
Oh shit, I can totally see it now. Yes. Oh wow, that's funny.
I might have a type.
Tay Diggs. All right.
What about you?
For me, I went back and forth with the hit list. So I was, thinking old school, some Halle Berry, maybe some Salma Hayek. But I think I am gonna go because I saw her the other day, and I've always been attracted to her. It's Raven-Symoné. Seriously.
Yeah. Raven-Symoné?
Yeah.
Whoa, this is a weird hit list. Wow. No, Raven-Symoné, she has her moments.
She does.
She does. She really does. And yeah, I mean, I remember one of our kids used to watch That's So Raven or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, Raven fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That, as far as like being a parent, it has to be really awkward sometimes when you're watching these shows with your kids.
I knew she was an adult at that time.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I was just like, man, she kind of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw the other day there was, I think it was Access Hollywood or something. She got married.
Yeah, she had a secret wedding.
Yeah.
Something.
So yeah, she still looked good. I was like, man, that's so. I'm going with Raven-Symoné. Raven-Symoné's on my hit list.
Nice.
All right, Miss Simone.
All right.
All right, Belle, you ready for us?
I think I'm ready. So I've been watching this show called The Alienist, which apparently I was supposed to be watching with Bomber, but I totally missed that. But there's one character on the show, and he's the actor Luke Evans. And so he has this very suave, debonair kind of look to him. And then I just like period pieces. So he was also in Fast and Furious and Beauty and the Beast.
Was he the one who played Justin in the Beauty and the Beast film?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he kind of, he actually looks like that. That character, he was more exaggerated, like he had the big chin and stuff like that. But he kind of just looks like
he has that butt chin, that super masculine chin.
Yeah, that's sexy.
Oh my gosh! All right, that was actually a great movie. Can I just? I need to, because you just glossed over this.
What?
The politics of watching a show without your partner. Let's just talk about that for a second, because this was a show.
Yeah,
we're all accused of it.
There's this one, because what I believe is if we're sitting in front of the TV and a trailer for a show comes on, right? If it comes on, right, and we're like, okay, that show, it looks good.
Yeah.
If we both say that show looks good, we have written a contract. We have signed it at that point. We are not going to start this show separately. We are going to watch this show together. And I remember distinctly, we saw the trailer because it was coming on all the time.
Yeah.
This trailer was everywhere. And you started watching this shit. Like, it was on season 2 and I had no idea. That's how long this shit's been going on.
I think what happened was we started watching the first episode of the first season and you were like, I'm not into it.
No, I don't remember that.
You gotta let it build up. A lot of these, they build up now.
He'll cancel shows after like the first half of the first episode, and he's like, you know what? You can have this. I'm not watching it anymore. And I was like, man, I thought we were gonna watch this together. Because then it like breaks up the times when I have to watch my shows. Because in the evenings, we have to watch something together, and so then I gotta find time to watch my shows separately.
Yeah, no, this one is famous for. So typically, I would always take your side, Belle, but we argue about this all the time. So I'm with the Bomber on this one, because I'll say, that looks like a great show. And then we'll watch like 2-3 episodes together. And then next thing you know, he's on season 2. And I'm like, what happened? And you took a bath.
Gosh.
Well, yeah. So we're watching the show right now. And we watched season 1 and season 2. And he went somewhere. And I didn't have anything else to watch. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to start watching season 3 because.
Whoa.
So I got it back.
That's all right. I forced her to catch me up verbally.
Yeah.
About what I missed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Cause you know what doesn't happen. I'm not going to like watch a show twice. If
exactly.
I'm not
I already know what's going to happen. I'm not really interested.
See, here's the caveat, because I will do that for you. Like, I'll start watching a show and I'll be like, oh, I think the Bomber might like this. And like, I'll finish that episode or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, we should watch this show. And then we'll watch it and you like it. So I will rewatch at least 1 or 2 episodes for you. But you will not do that for me.
No, I would not do that for you. I would when it comes to movies. Like, I would watch a movie if it was good, but I cannot. Like, I feel like I'm wasting my life if I rewatch an episode.
It's easier with a movie than a TV show, especially if it's a movie that you enjoyed. So
I'm saying, yeah, because it's like the characters are only in that movie. Like, it's like you get to relive. I don't know. All right. Anyway. All right. So, okay. So, topic of the day. All right. So, I thought, so like I said, we were going to talk about just the unique experiences of interracial couples, but I thought that we'd start by just saying what is particularly unique to being an interracial couple. But the way I see it, I think there's a couple of things. So one, couples, I think in general tend to look for couples that are like a lot like themselves. And most couples tend to be like the same race, right? Tend to be like a black couple or a white couple. And they may have the kind of preferences that don't necessarily match up with interracial couples as often. And I also think that there are certain things that you two as individuals might be exposed to that are different. And then I'm just going to stop there. When it just comes to people sharing their preferences when it comes to race, their opinions when it comes to race. So, for example, a black couple might be more comfortable with you, Cory, telling you certain things about their opinions, about their experiences and whatnot. A white couple may be more likely to share some really controversial opinions with you, Brenda, because you're white, and they'll feel like they feel comfortable in that way. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's a really unique experience that I know I can't relate to, but that's pretty much all I know about how unique the experience is, or how much I think I know. Yeah. What about you, Belle?
I'm trying to think. I don't think we've ever played with an interracial couple before.
Holy crap.
We'd like to volunteer.
It's never been like like we're opposed to it or anything like that, because we played with white couples and obviously we played with black couples, but I don't think we've like met an interracial couple that we've connected with to play with.
I guess not. Jeez, because we've gone to a lot of
black,
interracial
Hispanic, white.
No.
Well,
I mean,
now they're going to be on a mission.
Right?
Yeah. So
gotta mark that
totally.
So I say that to preface that with, so my knowledge around the uniqueness is very limited because we just haven't had as many interactions. But I think the one thing we have run into in just talking to other interracial couples is that the sharing thing, like one partner may be more comfortable sharing something with the like partner of the other couple or something like that. I think there is one interracial couple we've hung out with, and I think as you get kind of best of both worlds in terms of experiences and life experiences and just meeting new people. And so that's nice. Just being able to have different perspectives. And I mean, that's I think a part of the lifestyle, just the novelty of it. So meeting new people, meeting people who have, different life experiences, different views of the world than you.
Yep.
At a certain level. But it definitely puts you in a unique position because you're kind of, let's be real, the lifestyle can be pretty segregated sometimes. So you're straddling the line oftentimes, unless you're with a completely mixed group of people. Because even at some of the interracial parties that we go to, they can trend one way or the other. Either it's predominantly white or predominantly black. So it's always trying to find that kind of balance in that niche.
I don't know if there's anything that makes us unique as an interracial couple. We have had some issues with couples presenting themselves falsely as a full swap couple. And we find out that only one partner plays. So, I mean, there have been some challenges with that, but what do you say, babe?
I think kind of like along the lines of what Belle said, I think as an interracial couple, one of us or the other is usually able to get us into anything. So, I think interracial couples probably have a more diverse experience in the lifestyle than an all black couple or an all white couple because of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. You're dealing with multiple groups, multiple circles of people. I mean, a lot of that stuff is based on personality of the people, of you and me.
Well, yeah, but I think one way or another, an all black couple might let their guard down because of you, and an all white couple might let their guard down because of me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely, especially in respects to some of the things that you told me, you've heard people say.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you'll hear something like, "Oh, my wife likes or loves black men," and it's like, why even say that?
Yeah. Right. He's here, so just vibe. Just let the moment take you.
Yeah.
So we'll dig into that in a moment. But when you, Brenda, described why you put your podcast together, you said something about knowing how to be or understanding how to be a white woman in the lifestyle that has a black partner. Mm-hmm. And I want to dig into that a little bit more. Like, what is it that's unique about that particular experience?
Well, I was finding a lot that we would kind of like what Cory said. We would go to play with a couple, and they would present themselves as full swap, and then we would get up to the room, and the husband would say, I really like to watch, or let's start off by watching, or doesn't he look great, fucking my wife. And I'm like, I know I'm not Barbie, but damn, I'm not the Hunchback of Notre Dame either. Like,
no.
Why were all these guys like not wanting to play with me? And it was causing a real problem between us, because I was like, you're over there having a great time fucking, and when I'm like yelling the code word, you like automatically have a crick in your neck looking the other direction.
No. Oh, wow. Happened?
Like, what? What was that?
Exactly. I can't see you, honey. So it was asking the girls, we were all standing around, and I'm like, if anybody knows, these ladies have to know, so they can tell me, is this something we need to figure out how to handle, or is it just us, mm-hmm. And so that's kind of what that experience is.
And I mean, it took me a little while to recognize what she was seeing.
Mm-hmm. Because he was usually fucking while I was seeing it.
No, it did put a little strain on our relationship, but I took a step back and kind of like watched, and like there was a period of time where we would still go to the clubs and still do our thing, but there was one particular club that we seemed to always have a problem at, and it's the club that we it's Secrets here in Florida. Mm-hmm. And we seem to always have a problem, so I took a step back, and for 6-8 months, like I didn't play at all when we went to Secrets. Because I needed to take a step back and observe and see what she was seeing.
Mm-hmm. So was the problem particularly with white couples wanting you to just play with the female? Is that,
pretty much? Right? Pretty much. I mean, Black couples they're here, and we've seen more over the 3 years that we've been in the lifestyle. But when we first got in the lifestyle, Black couples were rare, very rare. And I want to say just before things went out of whack for this year, late last year we were at Secrets. There was like a group of like 30 Black couples, mm-hmm. and we were like, "Where did all these people come from?" So we introduced ourselves, but I mean, I just when it comes to white couples, we really have to have a conversation with them. Like, do you play? Does the husband play?
Look, my wife is trying to fuck, exactly. So let's not play games. My wife is trying to fuck, so
yeah. And there was a time where I was like, you need to specifically ask, does the husband play? And Cory was like, I'm not going to ask that question because that's stupid. Of course the husband plays.
Yeah.
And then I would start like reminding him of all the times that the husband didn't play. And so I think it really, we had to get an action plan together for when we meet white couples. Like there's a whole like checklist we got to go down before I'm going anywhere with you guys. So
yeah.
So then where do you see, most success? Is it with other interracial couples, or is it with, the few Black couples that you're able to seek out? Or
honestly, we see the most success. We call it planting seeds. If we planted seeds with a couple for a while and we've known them, like, we'll see, when we see them out, say hi, dance, have some drinks, but not try to go there and let the relationship build organically over time. We see a lot of success there. We also see a lot of success. We play with single guys and single women. So we see a lot of success at parties that are focused on single guys down here in Florida. So yeah, we'll go to a party and it's, you call it what you will, it's a BBC party, and it's mostly single Black men and mostly Caucasian or Latina women. There'll be a Black woman here and there, but that's where we see a lot of our success.
Yeah, I think we kind of try to stay towards the interracial house parties is where we see the most success in swapping. Because there, one, you'll find other interracial couples or the Black couples there. And then you occasionally will maybe find a white couple that through planting seeds, we actually do connect. The four of us will connect with and play with. But I would say probably the interracial is where I flock to. And so I try to kind of pull him along because it's where I know.
It's where she's going to have the most fun.
Yeah. And I'm going to be the most relaxed, which means he's going to have the most fun.
I definitely get that. The being
that was
relaxed.
A long rambling.
No, it's absolutely true. I think, when you can be around other couples that have shared experiences as you kind of, you feel safer because you're not going to run into, the situation where, the couple only wants one of you or something like that, that you've run into where they won't say something crazy. Stuff still happens. Because everyone is individual and every couple is unique. But when you have those couples like you and have those shared experiences, it feels you can let your guard down a little bit more.
A little bit, yeah.
But I just want to go back to something Cory said before, or it might have been an assumption more so about thinking that men are always ready to play. I think the lifestyle has been a series of very shocking revelations to me when it comes to that kind of thing. The degree of men who aren't quite that interested in playing with other women. If you had asked me, in the swinger lifestyle, what are dudes looking for? They just trying to smash every chick in the room. That's not really true. No. It's really not. It couldn't be further from the truth. So it's just interesting how often I hear women talking about this, regardless of whether or not they're in an interracial relationship. But I also wanted to ask about this experience of white couples maybe feeling comfortable sharing certain perspectives with you, Brenda, and what are some of the things, if that's even the case, number one, and if it is, what are some of the things you've heard, and how do you respond to that kind of thing?
I think they're more relaxed around me, and so they might say something to one of their friends with me in earshot, and they not think twice about it, as opposed to if Cory was in earshot, they might have worded it differently. One thing that comes to mind, is we were at a party and it was kind of, everything was winding down. We were going to stay with the host that night. They had a room for us. So we were just kind of waiting for everything to die down before we went to bed. And this one white husband came up and he said, well, first of all, he came up and he was looking for his wife, and we didn't know where she was. So he went off looking for her. And then pretty soon he came back, and we asked if he had found her. And he said, yeah, that she was in the shower with a black guy. And if he had a shotgun, he could take 2 out in one, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but
that
it was
escalated quickly.
Exactly. And it was, it was at the end of the night. Everybody had been drinking. I didn't know what to say because he was talking to his friends next to me. I didn't say anything. I just acted like I was asleep, like I didn't hear it, but not saying anything really bothered me to where, I think the next day I came up to Cory and I was like, look, I heard this last night and I didn't do anything about it. And I really, really feel guilty. How should I handle these situations? Because my first instinct is to punch him, but that's probably not going to end well. So we had a conversation about like, what's, if I pop off at the mouth, do you have my back? And of course, Cory was like, yeah, I've got you. So, but I think just like stupid white people jokes, and off the cuff remarks, I hear a lot, and it is frustrating, I guess. Yeah. It's just, they feel comfortable, and yeah. I mean,
some of them even feel comfortable around me to say some things that I have to check them on. And it's just, it's like, really, dude?
What, like white couples in particular, or white men?
Oh, just a white man. Okay. If we become a little close and, talking business, talking, money, and then we'll just veer off and just be talking gibberish. And next thing you know, he'll say something. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I really just, after I have said my piece about it, I let it roll off my chest. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be interesting because it's like, I think as a black couple, the lifestyle has been, I don't want to, I say this all the time, but the lifestyle is not a racist environment. Like, people are typically very friendly. Yeah. And I think around us, white people in particular have been more on the careful side.
I don't really have a problem having a conversation with them if they have questions. But just saying something off the cuff and jest, it's just, hey, slow down, man.
Yeah. So do you guys frequent interracial parties, and what do you think of those? Because there are a few interracial networks that just carry that theme. Does those tend to work for you?
They do work for us. We went to Splash Smoke for the first time last year. It was a complete culture shock for me because I've never seen women so thirsty. It was ridiculous. It took me a day and a half just to adjust to it and ride the wave. But yeah, we do frequent a lot of the interracial type parties. Whenever there's a local one around, if nothing's on our schedule, we'll usually attend. And we know a lot of the single guys, and so we stay in touch with them. And there's one particular group here of single guys called the Velvet Curtain, and we're real good friends with those guys. So they usually throw parties, and if they do, we go and support it.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Is there anything else about your experience as an interracial couple you want to make sure our listeners know that we haven't asked you about already?
I don't.
Besides the fact that white women are after Cory's dick,
oh my God. We had one time we were at the club, and this couple, interracial couple, they had first time at the club, and so they came up and actually introduced themselves to us, and we talked to them for a little bit, and then went about our way. And probably about an hour later, we were in the club, and the guy came up to Cory and was like, hey, so I heard you have a big dick and my woman likes that. And when Cory told me that, I was like, are you like on some kind of newbie, like Wall of Fame or something? How is somebody coming up to you that just got here?
Where did they even get that information? Like, who did you talk to?
Is there like a picture in a club or something with like Cory just like standing like with a smile with his shit just hanging down between his legs?
Yeah, exactly.
With a medal in his hand.
I don't think it's all that impressive.
Whatever. Shut up. Whatever. Yeah.
I don't.
That would be that's kind of along the same lines of like when some of the husbands, I'll be talking to some of the husbands and they'll my wife likes black cock, and then I'm like, okay, well,
we were on the Bliss cruise and there was this couple and we had, we talked to them back and forth and kick before we went on the cruise. And like the last night we see them, this dude was lit. He was totally fucked up, but he was wanting me to fuck his wife.
Well, okay, so this couple is a couple that I actually sought out on the Bliss cruise. He was an older, attractive white man, and I was telling Cory, like, would you play with his wife? And so I kind of pursued this couple, and so the second to last night we saw them, and he grabbed me and he was like, "Why don't you guys want to fuck us, Brenda?" And I said, "Well, wow. we do," and so we made plans for the next night that we were going to get together. And as we're walking away, he tells his friends in the most non-whispered drunk voice you can possibly imagine, "I've got a black cock for my wife tomorrow."
Oh God.
And this is as we're walking away, and I like instantly just rolled my eyes. I was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me." I'm like, this shit only happens to us, I swear.
Like he's sending messages to his wife over walkie-talkie. "We have a black dick for you."
Exactly. Yes. And if you only realize, yeah.
Listen, the Bliss cruise is full of interesting experiences because I will never forget when we were on the cruise and there's this couple, a white couple who had the woman actually looks like the Bomber's hit list woman, except for she had red hair instead of brown hair.
It's not the same, goddamn it.
But you were still gonna hit it.
Yes, I was.
And we had just kept missing each other. And she was like in full sprint down because they saw us at the other end of like the main corridor.
Yeah.
She's like in full sprint down the corridor trying to catch us to set up a date. And she was just like, "I just saw you guys and I know we've been missing each other and I just wanted to, get together so we can make a date." And we did end up making a date and they ended up getting seasick that evening. Yeah.
Seasickness was the ultimate cock block on that fucking cruise, I swear.
Yeah. But Bliss Cruise is hilarious. Mm-hmm. But and you'll see a lot of drunk and crazy people, and that was the also the time of the Bliss Cruise where the white guy was looking at my hair and was like, "Oh, it's so strange." I was just like, okay, well, it's time for us to leave now.
Right.
Wow.
Like it must be frustrating for you, Cory, because for us, if Belle happens to be in earshot of anything on that racist level, like it fucks me up. Like now we can't. Not only is she not interested in the guy, but now his wife is also off limits.
Off limits,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm done. So that experience must be tenfold for you because some of these folks will just open their mouths. Brenda will hear it, and then, Cory, we're done. Got the message.
Yeah,
we
literally
can't fuck her. It's over.
Literally.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. There has been a couple where I'm like, I need to go get a drink and you need to come with me. And then on our way there, I'm like, yeah, no, this is not going to work. Let's go on to the next.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This gives me a good answer for one of my random ass questions coming up, actually. It's just incredible how much we're almost at the finish line. Like you've already flirted throughout the night. You're having drinks, you guys have decided to meet up and you're like damn near right in front of the hotel entrance about to go into heavenly bliss with this couple. And then some asshole says something racist and you're like, fuck. Now we're going home.
Fuck the mood up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Jeez, just shut the fuck up and let it happen.
Just be quiet, man. Close your mouth. You said everything you need to say. Just close your mouth.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff that Cory kind of, I mean, I'm not black, so and Cory has, grown up black. So there's a lot of things that aren't a big deal to him because of all the other things, throughout a lifetime that he's had to deal with. Mm-hmm. But on the same thing might annoy the shit out of me. So to him, he's like, that's no big deal, Brenda. Like, come on. It's, he didn't mean it that way. It's okay. It's okay. But
I'm trying to save it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if that's, more so like a man thing.
I was just about to say that.
It being, Cory being black and you being white, because
I think so.
I think even in our relationship, I'm more vigilant about the racism and microaggressions than the bomber is. Like any little thing, I'm like, wait a minute. Even if it's, something that seems like in the gray area, I'm like, no, I'm not feeling that. And he's like, come on. Like, that wasn't, they weren't being racist. And I was like,
I do give it a lot of leeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they should know better, but they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, I think,
and they might not think that the little microaggressions that they're doing are a big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I gotta say, in listening to your guys' podcast, there's been a lot of times where Belle has said something and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pause that so I can write that down, because that's exactly what I was telling Cory last time we were at the party. So I think you're right, Belle. It's just a guy thing.
Yeah, I know for me, there's a couple of things that I'm particularly sensitive to. One is when somebody calls me articulate, right? They could just be giving me a compliment, but sometimes when I hear that, you know what I mean? Like I've had and the other is like, I talk like I'm white, or I don't act black. Like I'm those kind of comments.
We were at a meet and greet. We were at a meet and greet, and a couple we've known for a long time.
That was another one. Oh. Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah. There was a couple that we had known for a long time, and he is the husband, very smart, very worldly traveler. And he was drunk, and I was talking to him, and he said something about how much him and his wife really liked Cory and me. And so we were, talking the, mushy stuff. And then he said, I think it's that, I don't know if maybe Cory didn't grow up black or what. He said something along.
He said his wife really liked me, and he said, Cory doesn't act black.
Yeah.
And I, when Brenda told me that, I was like, what is act black?
Yeah. and that was one of those times where I was like, I was shocked, and I didn't know what to say, because I didn't want, again, to punch him right there. Because that was another conversation that we had. But
yeah. Oh, that act black shit. I can't, and it's so pervasive. Like just in and out of the lifestyle. That shit just needs to stop. I thought Obama killed that shit. I
think we're seeing that didn't happen.
No. Gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
One day. Maybe not in our lifetimes, but one day.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I think you just have to, for me, I just have to watch out for those things, those situations. And like you said, you could be, knowing a couple for a long time before that kind of stuff comes out.
Mm-hmm. That's the shocking thing about it.
Yeah. Cause you wouldn't think. You're like, oh, we've had such great vibes and, such good experiences with this couple. And then they say some stupid shit and you're like, well, damn, like, we could have had something here. And, I mean, I think that's the time, Brenda, you're like, what do I do in these situations? And like, I have all the answers after something happens. Like, I know exactly what I would say. But I think that's, one of those times where it's like, to educate, to like call people on their shit. because, otherwise they won't know. And then the next couple is going to run into the same situation.
That's true.
That's true. And so, we're out here trying to save other people, make sure that they get, future pussy and dick. Yeah. But
you might not be able to partake, but I'm going to save you.
Right. Exactly. Right. Like, I might help you out. You lost this one.
Right.
But for the next couple, I'm going to help you out because this ain't it.
Yeah. And just to sort of wrap this topic up, I mean, I think this is why it's really important that podcasts like yours and ours exists, because, I was having an exchange with someone on Reddit about responding to racism in the lifestyle. And, whenever you ask people that, the answers that you'll get over and over again is, I'll call them on their shit and then I'll walk away. I'll call them on their shit and then I'll walk away. I'll cut that couple off. They can't come to any more parties. They're gone. We cut them off. They are out of our circle. And then somebody comes out and says, well, I may call them out on their shit, but I wouldn't want to cut them off, because one of the things that's really pervasive in our society right now is that, some of these racist folks are in these really like concentrated silos of other racist people.
Exactly.
And they don't necessarily have the kind of exposure that tells them that, not all black people are criminals. Like, dude, like some of us are into anime and sci-fi. Some of us do not listen to rap, son. Some of us are not interested.
All the same things that you like. All the same things that you like, we like.
Right. Exactly. And so that kind of exposure can be helpful. And so, but quite honestly, if I'm in the lifestyle having a good time, I'm not trying to be nobody's teacher.
Right.
But true. I can say, hey, check out this podcast though.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends on the setting. I mean, if we're having just having a conversation, then I'll, give you my perspective on how you should conduct yourself around us. And, but just on a whim, and we got having a good time partying and stuff. And
but I ain't about to fuck up my night trying to teach you something.
It would have to be like, we've known each other for a while,
right?
We can sit down and have this conversation.
We were talking with a group one time, and they started talking about the Confederate flag and what it meant to them. And Cory said, well, I think that's where we're just going to have to disagree. And
and we moved on.
We're going to have to walk off now.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm reminded now when we were on the Bliss cruise, there was some asshole just walking around with a Confederate shirt on, and I'm just like, there's nothing sexy about what you're doing right now. No. Like, why would you do that? Like, even if you're all down with the Confederacy, like, leave that shit in the South. Don't bring it on the ship with you.
Right.
Yeah, leave it in the past. Cause where's that? Because y'all lost.
Exactly. Y'all lost. Like, y'all lost. You are the losers. Why are you happy to be losers? I can't understand it. I don't understand it.
And you lost something that is worth losing. Slavery. Motherfucker.
There are some other trains of thoughts out there that think that, because I was talking to one of my white friends, he was like, the Confederate may have been playing the long game, and we're seeing it today. So,
that's psychological warfare.
That's a long, long game.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we are at that point in the show where we get stupid and random with these crazy ass questions. It's amazing how quickly I come up with these. So we're going to go into the Bomber's random ass questions. So these are just random, weird questions that I come up with. Just to see where our heads are and just how creative we can get with some of this shit.
All right.
So I have 3 of them today. So I'll start with the first one. All right. So the first one is, if the swinger lifestyle were permitted to have a statue in which to salute, right? What do you think that statue would look like?
All right. So I gave this one some thought. Probably about 10 seconds.
You did.
And I came up with, it would be a statue of a man with a dad bod and a rock hard cock standing next to a woman, very shapely figure, big breasts, very pretty. That's what I think it would be.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right? Pledge allegiance. All right, Brenda, what about you?
You know what? His was so good. I didn't even want to think of anything afterwards, but I think mine would be, it'd be a statue of two couples that are normally clothed in the front and their sexy clothes in the back. Because I think in the lifestyle, I'm always amazed to find out doctors, lawyers, teachers, firemen, policemen, nurses, a pastor one time. Like you would be amazed how many people are in the lifestyle that you don't know are in the lifestyle. So I think it would be something along the lines to where in the front is the 9 to 5 and in the back is the party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, we've seen some past. I love that one, by the way. That's a really good one.
Yeah, that one blew my mind. I was like, wait a minute.
That's a really good one. That that's
you must be
great.
teaching from the Old Testament,
right? I bet you didn't think that God would come up in a swing of podcast, but today he's here. All right, go ahead, Belle.
So mine, I would want somewhat of like abstract sculpture art, but it would be like an orgy. It's like all the bodies are intertwined and you really can't see like one individual person, but it's like just all the bodies connected.
It's a sea of bodies.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I love it. The orgy abstract artwork.
Yes.
Oh
yeah, that would. I'd love a good orgy. That's my favorite.
Me too.
Oh, I love orgies. Oh, we all about them shits.
We've tried to put together a few. I think we've only had success maybe twice.
Yeah. I think maybe we get a little too.
I get a little too excited.
Yeah.
Hey, you come too. Come on.
Oh my God! Yes. Last year when we went to Naughty in New Orleans, we were going to put together an orgy in our room, and I specifically told him, "Listen, this couple, do not invite random ass people." So it was the night of the where was that? Harrah's that they had the party or whatever. Yeah. So I leave him in a bar to go to the bathroom. And when I come back, he's talking to some couple, giving him our room number. And I'm like, listen, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, what? They looked fun. Okay.
Yeah. You got to be careful in selecting those couples. I remember one time it was at Naughty in New Orleans. I was about to invite a couple until you said, oh, no, his dick is too big. Doesn't work. Sorry. It's like, oh, that's a first. Yeah. Okay.
There's no such thing, Belle.
Yes,
yes, there is.
Yes.
No.
I thought there wasn't a such thing. And then I fucked him and I was like, that's also true. That's true.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to take those chances again.
No, that shit was
I wanted to be able to enjoy the rest of the trip.
That shit was a third leg. No, it was pretty big. I understood. All right. So mine was pretty simple. So mine would just be like the Statue of Liberty, except she's wearing a negligee of sorts, and instead of that torch, she has like a dildo in her hand, but it's still glowing though. I don't know why, but it worked for me. So shout out to all the folks coming in that want to make a better life for themselves in the United States. All right. Next question. If you were a professor in the lifestyle department of college, so imagine a college that has a swinger lifestyle department where people are supposed to learn about being in a lifestyle. What would be the title of your course and what would it teach? So I'll go first this time. So my course, the title of it would be Soaking Sheets 201. All right. So it's advanced fingering techniques for explosive squirting responses. Prerequisite is Soaking Sheets 101, the art of clitoral teasing and tongue tip approaches. Listen, you got to say tongue tip. Tongue tip approaches, right? Like when you say tongue tip, when that sound, that is the hard tip of the tongue. It is all about using that part of your tongue. Tongue tip. All right, that was mine.
So mine would be, I actually just changed it. But mine would be Dick Management 101. The art of juggling multiple dicks. Yeah. Because sometimes, like, you're in an orgy and there's like multiple dicks, but there's not enough women available at the time. So you have to manage, okay, I'm gonna give this one a hand job, this one a blow job, or maybe I'm gonna do 2 hand jobs and a blow job. But that's a 201 course. That's an advanced course.
Advanced, yeah.
I need to sign up for that course.
Oh my God! I could imagine what the final exam for that course is going to look like.
Woo! Yeah, I need that course. Yeah,
got to manage them dicks. It's hard. Need training.
Yeah.
It is. We had a party one time where the guy to woman ratio far outnumbered, and I felt like I was clocking in to go to work. I was like, shit, it's a lot of dicks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. Baby.
You want me to go? Oh, mine would be the art of not saying anything stupid. And it would specifically be taught only to men. And it would go through when you're talking to a woman, how not to fuck things up by saying something that in your head sounds amazing, but as it comes out, it does not.
Yeah.
That would be.
Oh my gosh. We need to put together a list, Brenda.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
There's so many men who's talked themselves out of pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. There was, we were somewhere once and there was a guy that I'd been attracted to for a long time. Our first year. And I told Cory, I'm going to go say hi to him. And we danced for a little bit. And probably about 5 minutes later, I came over looking like I'd lost my best friend. And Cory's like, what the hell happened? And I said, he said he wants to eat my ass raw. And Cory goes, and I'm like, even if you wanted to, there's no reason to say that. Like, even if you want to try, that's fine, but you don't need to say it. Like,
first of all, like, what's the alternative to eating it raw? It's the
raw. Like, does it have to be raw? Like, can you get...
What are you supposed to put on your the ass before?
I guess you could put some saran wrap.
Then it's just not fucking worth it. I mean,
know.
Okay, because some people like ass eating.
Yeah.
Some people like,
but probably not raw.
That sounds like another class in our department.
I will say that is one of, like,
ass eating,
the worst disappointments. Like, when you've been looking forward to, like, talking to someone or playing with someone and you haven't before, right? Mm-hmm, but you just saw them and you're like, oh, they're so sick. Like, I just want to, if I could just, make out with them or something like that. And then, like, you get the opportunity and it's real whack, or they say something stupid. You're like, damn, like, I waited for this. Like,
yeah, Cory's actually told a couple of single guys, like, looking, when you head up to her, like, just don't say anything stupid. All right. Like, just like that's my advice to you. Don't say anything stupid.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
Like, this is like dating 101 advice, though.
Yeah. Just
let the panties slip off. It's fine. Don't say nothing. Shit.
Man, I had a difficult time with this question. I couldn't think of anything really. So I'm gonna have to pass on this one.
No classes from
no, because sir.
I'm gonna have to pass.
No, sir, I'm gonna because Cory, I know you have some skills here. So how many women have you taken down in a single night? Just what's been the record for you?
8.
8.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a class. How the fuck do you take down 8? I've never even come close to that.
How do you take down 8 women? Wow. Usually when I go to a party and I don't
think he wants you to teach the class now.
No, I'm literally writing the syllabus for the class as you're speaking. Because
usually when I go to a party,
what is your technique?
I see the guest list. Right, and I'm like marking them off in my head. I'm like, okay, I want to play with her. So I'll take some help. Let's say that I will take some help, some insurance, so that when I'm done knocking down the first one, I'll be able to go again very quickly. So, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's just that's all it is.
Cory's course is dick insurance. That's what his course is.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Dick insurance, making sure you're still able to perform under pressure.
Exactly.
Yes. I just have a follow-on question.
Okay.
So once you've evaluated the guest list, when you get to the actual party, like what is the percentage of completion of your guest list assessment to the actual party? So if you identify 8 on the guest list, do you hit all 8?
Because some of them might not show up, Cory.
Right.
No, it's usually I'll compile a list of women that I know I can play with her. I'm gonna have to work on this one, and this one I don't know, but I want to get to know.
Okay.
So and then I compile that list, and then sometimes if I'm able to get the one that I had to put a little bit of work in, because I know I just, then I'll knock one of the ones that I know I can get off my list.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then if I get one of the women that I don't know, but that I want to get to know, then I can knock another woman that I've already played with and that I kind of can play with anytime I want off my list for that night. So
there is a fucking algorithm.
There is. You have to have the right time management because you only have so much time.
You only have so much time, so much energy. So
right, and you can't spend all the time on the women you don't know yet or the women you have to spend time with.
Yeah, because you got to get that nut in.
Right.
So I would say if there were 30 women on a guest list and I knocked down 8 of them in the night, but
that's a successful night.
It's a very successful night. But out of the women that were on my list, I would say somewhere around 35-40%.
35-40%. That's
bad.
pretty goddamn
but
good.
It really depends on the number of people on the guest list.
Right.
So
that's a hell of a conversion rate. Damn.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I don't like to think that I have game. I just know how to talk to ladies.
Oh my God.
That takes you a long way.
I love seeing it's a shame because the folks that are listening to this are not able to see Brenda's face.
Like guys when Cory I'm like, explaining this shit. I just talk to him. I mean, if they're gonna say no, they're gonna say no. But I'm still gonna talk to him. I'm just gonna talk to him and try and get to know him. So
he's so ridiculous. Like I mean, like there's times where like me and my girlfriends will sit back and like just laugh at him in the corner, like trying to put on the game. But it works because
just being me.
Yeah, okay.
That's really the secret. Don't try to kick game. Just be you and have a conversation.
I feel like you and Bomber would have a good time together because
I think we would.
Very similar.
I think they would. Yeah.
Bouncing ideas off each other. Doing what men do. Talk to each other and pick each other up and give each other a boost and confidence.
Although I don't know, 8 women, I'd tap out after like number 4. Listen, like, all right, Cory, it was a pleasure, but I gotta go home. So my dick
after
like
7,
4.
After number 7, number 8 came, and I want to say it was a woman that I had been wanting to play with.
Oh,
okay.
So I had to make it happen, even though I was dead tired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is gold. Okay. Dick insurance. All right. We got some good classes. We'll see if any of the local universities will take our tips there. So third and final random ass question. If you could create a vaccine to prevent a problem that was common in the lifestyle, I'm laughing because I already know the answer. What would it be called and what problem would it solve?
So I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how commonplace this problem is, but I've run into quite a few lazy swingers.
Mm.
So my vaccine would cure the lazy swinger gene. Not just you, babe. And what I define as a lazy swinger is someone that really doesn't want to put any effort into giving head. Doesn't want to put any effort into like riding the D, or they just want to lay there, and it's like, come on, let's do something.
Oh, you're talking about women.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So women who know how to. Okay. So that would be a good.
It would be like an upper.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. And it would not cause dry mouth. You want to make sure that that is.
Yeah.
That is dry anything.
So I didn't ask like what you guys prefer in your play. So Cory just answered a few questions for me.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think we obviously like.
Well, he was gonna answer some questions.
Oh, okay. Oh,
go ahead, Bomb.
No, I was gonna ask about like so now I was gonna go a little deep. So so the ass eating thing wasn't your. It didn't sound like that was your thing, Brenda.
Yeah.
I don't eat ass.
All right. So
I eat some pussy. I eat the hell out of some pussy.
All right.
I don't eat ass.
and Brenda, you're a fan of the pussy eaters, I'm assuming.
I am. But sometimes there are guys who they spend too much time down there and they really don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And so I have a short tolerance for it, and the fingering. Like, I'm not into finger banging. Like I just want some dick. Like,
oh yes. Yeah. I love it. I'm going to dream about that quote tonight. But yes, you and the Belle have a lot in common there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so vaccine.
Well, Brenda, what's your vaccine?
Yeah, what is your vaccine?
So my vaccine is Limp No More, and that would be something that's taken by women to where when a dick touches their vagina, it instantly gets hard.
Holy crap, I love it.
That would be amazing.
That would be great.
Instant dick hardness is definitely
exactly
needed. Sorely needed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't know what the title of this vaccine was, but it was the vaccine that would give guys game. So some kind of game and charm. Because what works for the Belle is humor. Like, and women like, this isn't like rocket science. Like, I haven't met a woman yet who doesn't like a guy with a good sense of humor and makes her laugh. Like, if you make the Belle laugh, like, you're winning. Mm-hmm. Some guys just are not like that. I feel like there are a group of guys who are trying to be way too cool. Like, really trying to, they'll come in the club with their fucking shades on and shit. And like, they forget, like, yo, just be a little goofy. Just like tell some jokes, like do something.
Don't take yourself too serious.
Exactly. Thank you, Cory. That's exactly what I think. So that probably be the title of my vaccine is, have some game, have some charm, have some humor. They'll get a shot at the front door.
Yeah.
With some paperwork. It'll last for at least 90 days.
Yeah. I think my vaccine would be called Thirst Quencher. And it would prevent guys from being overly eager. Because that's one of my pet peeves. Like, I want you to be into me, but I don't want it to be so much that like you're annoying.
Now, at what point does it get to that point?
Good question, Cory.
So about the third time that you've told me, you're so beautiful, like, I can't say thank you again. Like, what am I going to say at this point now? Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Like, no.
Oh, you just told me that.
Right. You literally just told me that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So if you have no other conversation, I have nothing for you.
I feel you.
Yeah. So that would be mine, like the thirst quencher, just something to mellow them out, quell those nerves. Because I think a lot of times it's guys being nervous.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, there's a little bit of a wrench here. So I'll acknowledge that, like, I know I'm not alone on this one, and both the Belle and I we're not good at responding to compliments all that much. Like, it's awkward. Like, if you tell me, like, I'm a great person, I don't know what to say to something like that. But this is compounded by the fact that we have these podcasts. Like you guys have a podcast. So if somebody runs into you guys and like, not only do they see how attractive you are, but you have this podcast and they're like, whoa, man, I listened to your show. Like you guys are great. Like, it's like, thank you. And then they come back to you again and say the same thing. And like, oh, I saw you guys on the cover of a magazine. Like you guys, I probably did it like 3 times myself. But but yeah, that can be really tough. So I don't know if you guys have to deal with that at all.
Yeah, we've dealt with that a few times.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to deal with it.
I don't think, how do you guys deal with it? Because I don't think we have really even, we're kind of awkward about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're awkward too. You know, we're regular people.
Exactly.
That's the thing. And with the caveat, like I love meeting people who listen to the show and who enjoy the show and have learned something. I love that. It's it's amazing that I said something that somebody like took something from. Exactly. And so I love meeting people from the show, but it can be overwhelming when people feel like you're somebody, but I'm just a regular person who happens to talk about my pussy on the internet.
Exactly.
So when people are enamored and they want to say all these things, it's like, oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they're not starstruck or anything like that.
Yeah, I hope not.
They're just at a loss for words because they don't know how to tell us that they want to fuck us.
Right, so, that too.
Right. But I will say this. So when somebody, because this happened at the house party a couple of times, when people come to us and say they like our show, and I'm giving myself away here. And they're sort of just talking about how much they like the show. I'll start asking questions like, okay, so what was your favorite episode? Like what was the last episode you listened to? And then it'll become a conversation, right? So now we're not talking about the compliment anymore. We're talking about like this topic. So sometimes
that's a good idea.
And so then you get to engage them in a conversation, and then it stops being about you and more so about this topic. Now, sometimes most of the time that works. Sometimes it'll get difficult when people say they listen to your show and they really don't. They like listen to like one episode and they saw all your tweets or something. Yeah. But even then you could be like, yo, what was the last tweet you saw? Like, so that tends to work. When people keep coming up to you and saying the same thing over and over again, it doesn't work. But I feel like I have a bit of an advantage because I'm still like I'm still the man. I'm still sort of in this space where I have to be somewhat of the aggressor and the one who carries the interaction. Yeah. Whereas the Belle, like all these men are trying to be the aggressor and carry the interaction, and they don't do very well because they're starstruck, right? So,
or they because the Bomber talks about like what I like, what kind of guys I like, what kind of interactions I like. They assume they know how to get me to fuck them. So they'll like try to put all those.
They'll put on a show. They'll put on that.
Yeah. Like,
let me be what she like.
Right, exactly. And it never works out.
Right, because I mean, you've said multiple times you orgasm through intercourse. So a lot of guys are probably out there like, oh, I got some dick for you. Right. Okay. It doesn't quite work out that way. You still got to charm the girl. You got to charm the kid.
Play other areas before you get there.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you guys chatting with us this evening. Yeah. I hope that this Corona thing ends so that at some point, you guys can come up to our area in the DC area I would say we really want to come back to Florida. One of the main reasons we want to come back to Florida is because we want to go to Trapeze in Florida. Now, I don't think that's in Central Florida, though.
No, it's further south, about 3 hours away.
This is Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's somewhere else, too.
But Secrets,
Caliente.
Caliente was the other one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got to check out what's going on in Florida after the apocalypse has ended. A little bit
after we get our act together.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you guys are literally practicing herd immunity. So you guys might be in a safe spot, a few months down the line. But no, we really appreciate you guys. So can you tell our listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, thank you for having us on the Black and Kinky podcast. This is Cory and Brenda of the Mixxed Nutzz Podcast. You can find us at MixxedNutzz.com. That's 2 X's and 2 Z's. And we are also on all the major podcast platforms, as well as some of the lesser known platforms. So you can
check us out on Twitter, Mixxed Nutzz, 2 X's, 2 Z's. Instagram is Mixxed Nutzz, 2 X's, 2 Z's, 19.
So once again, MixxedNutzz.com, all our information's there.
Mm-hmm. And we'll have everything down in the show notes as well.
Yep. Yes. So you guys can holler at Brenda and Cory and check out their show. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Black and kinky lifestyle.